identifies as something as Middle Eastern or whatever, then why are you running drills in downtown Miami, Florida? It doesn't look like Iraq or Afghanistan.
Well, and then the people are screaming, I'm a patriot, I have rights. I mean, they're training for here. And sure, part of the training's other stuff, so they can point to that and say we lied.
Well, the biggest thing, too, though, is when you listen to Thomas Meade explain the entire exercise, but then you go and you hear Lieutenant Colonel Mark Lastoria down in Bastrop when Jakar and I were there, two conflicting reports.
Yeah, Meade, who's the head civilian running it all.
Yeah, Metrics Global.
Says, yeah, we might work with foreign troops down the road. Yeah, we're going to have some stuff. Yeah, we're going to be in your streets. Yeah, we're going to be in plain clothes. And we talked to the colonel. He's like, no, none of that's happening.
Well, it was damage control as far as I could make out from it. I mean, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, it's exactly damage control. Because, I mean, just basic stuff that everybody kept asking because it didn't add up. He's saying we're running this drill so we can mingle in with the population and be able to move around. And people ask the very basic question, how do you plan to interact with the crowd if you're on private property at 2 o'clock in the morning? You know, basic stuff like that. And he's saying they're going to bring in $100,000 or whatever the number is into the local economy. And people say, well, how are you going to bring in that much money if you have 60 guys coming in for a short period of time? And even if they were going to bring in that much money, the majority of the people who were there, you wouldn't know this if you watch the local news reports because they just lied about it, but the majority of the people there were not in favor of the drill.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean it wasn't mean they were absolutely against it. They were just saying, can you guys take your training someplace else and not do it here in Bastrop?
I mean, the people are speaking. I mean, they keep going back and using this whole narrative. Oh, we've been doing this forever. You know, we did the training in North Carolina for years and years and years, and no one ever cared. Robin Sage is what it's called. Robin Sage.
Now they'll be saying, we gave MRAPs to people for years. And we set up checkpoints for years.
This is the first time there's been a massive awakening to what's going on. People are getting the facts, the information about these training exercises, and it's pissing them off.
Well, that's what Ted Cruz said.
If people knew about them years ago, this would have we've already had these discussions years ago. But they've been lying to people. They've been hiding.
They'd say, oh, there's no black helicopters. What about how they freak out with the governor saying, yeah, I'm going to watch what's happening, and then the senator from Texas, Ted Cruz, says, no, people don't trust the government. This is legitimate. I mean, Obama illegally shut off half our power plants. I mean, do anybody understand? Without any law, he just did it. People realize how much trouble we're in down here?
Yeah, it does it all the time at midnight, somewhere where there's no one, no cameras around, nothing like that. He sneaks somewhere and he goes somewhere and does it. Anything that has to be hidden in the cover of darkness like that by our government is just out of control.
Well, it's like the bipartisan treaty the Republicans are supporting that hands over all our rights. We got one subsection of 30. It totally takes over the internet. And they're fighting that Congress not get a copy of that.
I mean, bipartisan crooks. Know what's going on.
You know, in California, they tell us in Richmond, California, oh, this is a dirty bomb drill. Negative. The reason you didn't want us to come there is because what you were really doing was practicing to take on constitutionalists.
Yeah, the sovereign citizens.
And they got the footage, and they lied to us.
Exactly.
You lied to us 500 times. I mean, we'd be crazy to listen to you. Guys, you've done a great job. I know you're going to go out and shoot some videos today. I hope one day was enough off. You're doing an amazing job. Break down, in hindsight, what it was like in Baltimore, and now, God forbid, they've set it up this summer where if anybody gets shot by the police, and Lord knows there's some bad cops, all hell's going to break loose. 96% of people in a major poll believe that there could be, quote, race war coming this summer. Well, I mean, I don't think it's that. I think they're just trying to hype civil unrest. Where do you see this going?
Well, I feel that the prosecutor, Marilyn Mosby, came out a little premature, a little early. I think it was done to almost kind of quieten or calm down the citizens out there who thought that, you know, they weren't going to get justice. I think it was a political move by them to do this, to calm people down. And then months down the road, when it comes out that they might put one of the guys in jail or something, everyone's going to get mad because not everyone got what they wanted. You know, no one knows what their definition
well, they
of
believe they were
is.
too quickly and overcharged to botch it on purpose.
I mean, I think that they just came out to quiet everyone down, and then the real chaos is going to happen when they actually have to come out. It goes to
What
court.
if folks think that half the cops are black? Jogari, what they
That really didn't come up as an issue. You know, they were just against well, not the shooting, but the incident that happened to them in general. So
how do you were there? How are the cops in Baltimore?
Honestly, I didn't have half the issue with these cops we had with the cops in Ferguson.
Yeah.
So I can't.
The cops in Ferguson were pretty bad.
Yeah, they were pretty bad. I don't know if it was because they had Ferguson to look to as or what not to do, but the people out there, even the National Guardsmen, I didn't interact with a lot of them, but the ones I met, they were very polite. Yes, sir. The guy even gave me a bottle of water. So they were much better behaved than what we saw in Ferguson, but at the same time.
So they treated you guys like humans and didn't shoot you with rubber bullets again?
No, when they shot a guy right next to it, this guy was riding his bike.
I saw the video.
He was like, just started wailing on him.
Why?
Because he was riding around saying, I'm not going to go home for a curfew.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. I mean, he wasn't threatening the guys that I could tell. He wasn't throwing anything at them that I could tell, or not that I saw. And he was just riding around the circle like, hey, cops, go home. They shot him in the butt with a rubber bullet.
He said, stop occupying my town.
Yeah.
Stop occupying our city. Get out of here. We don't need you here.
And the thing about it was they weren't too keen on arresting people, at least the first night we were there. We got there, I think, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and they would more or less shoot you with a rubber bullet to kind of scare you off. They didn't rush out and arrest you and take you home. Now, we did, of course, see the footage of them snatching that guy and pulling him off in the MRAP or the Humvee and just driving off. I guess that was a rare occurrence. I didn't see too much of that going on, but by and large, the cops were better behaved.
I mean, the people were too. I mean, all in all. I mean, you know, in Ferguson, people were saying, you know, screw this, F you, I'm not going home. When you tell me to, I'm grown. And they would stay out there and tussle and wrestle with the cops. You know, in Baltimore, you'd hear people riding up and down the street playing that song, F the Police. But as soon as 9:59 came, you didn't hear that song anymore. And there was no one on the streets except for...
Martial Law USA, you guys are veterans of the info war now. We've got to chronicle all the stuff you've done with the rest of the team. Great job. Calls coming up. I'm Alex Jones.
Why use dial-up when you can use broadband? Why travel with this when you can use this? And why would anyone use colloidal or ionic silver when you can use supernatural silver? Supernatural silver is state-of-the-art, and it's been clinically proven to be several hundred times more effective than those other silvers. It's powerful enough to protect you and your family from the threat of deadly viruses, bacteria, and fungus. But it's so safe that it can be used internally or topically. And you'll never again deal with the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics. Hundreds of scientific studies by independent universities, hospitals, and research institutions have all shown supernatural silver is a powerful weapon in the fight against invading pathogens. Supernatural silver is a must-have for your arsenal. Go to supernaturalsilver.com today and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off. Give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
The folks at My Patriot Supply get it. They know the world can be unpredictable, and there are some scary things happening right now. The only way we can make sure we maintain our independence, despite the situation, is to take control and get prepared. They've come up with a deal that will help you get prepared for anything. Right now, you can get a 4-week food supply for only $99. That's almost 50% off the online price. Call 800-274-3070 to claim yours while supplies last. Limit 2 per caller. This offer isn't available online, so take advantage of this opportunity to get prepared today. 800-274-3070 to get your 4-week food supply for the incredible price of only $99. Call 800-274-3070 right now. That's 800-274-3070 to claim yours while supplies last.
You know about RVs, you've heard about bunkers, but surviving is not recreation, and man wasn't made to live underground. Introducing Survivalist Camps, the ultimate fully functional off-the-grid survival bug-out house that's mobile, well-equipped, and custom-built to outlast any other RV or trailer. Go to survivalistcamps.com to learn more. That's survivalistcamps.com, providing your basic needs to survive. Survivalistcamps.com.
Last year, in the Nevada desert, one family took a stand for freedom. Numanna Food Storage was the first and only company to support the rights of the Bundys. While others stood down, Numanna took donations and provided storable foods to the men at Bunkerville. Founded by patriots who believe in liberty, Numanna Food Storage is GMO-free, great-tasting, and easy to prepare. Food is freedom. Buy Numanna today at PowerPrepper.com. Numanna Food Storage you'll love to eat at PowerPrepper.com.
What happens if you defy curfew? A shocking 90-second video from the streets of Baltimore. And I am against these curfews for adults and children, but it ends up being for everybody. That's why I'm against them. And that's why they stood down to get the crisis going, to set the precedent. This is all run by the White House. So they can then get some police brutality on tape and then come in and federalize them. Here's the video of your TV viewer. I'll describe it for radio listeners. The guy's out there. It's exactly 10 o'clock at night. They walk over, shoot a whole bottle of chemical pepper spray in his face, and then jump on top of him and take him to jail when there's no reason he's not resisting. But see, standard police training, I think, is abusive. So here it is. Boom, spray him right in the face. He's standing there. And then he's wearing an F the police shirt. And then now, boom, slam him to the ground. Yeah, how about we break his tailbone for no reason? Now, when you use excessive force, that all just comes back on you. And now they jump on top of him. I mean, this is just ridiculous. But that's what a police state looks like. But, oh, there's no militarization of police. Oh, there's no curfew. There's no MRAPs. There's not a problem in America. And the White House is there stirring the whole thing up. I don't like what the police are doing, but I'm not playing into the whole mind game of the Civil War so we can be federalized and have the UN take over. Joseph, and then we'll talk to Truth Raider, then Casey, Anthony, and Malachi. Go ahead, Josh. Thanks for holding so long. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex. There's several things I disagree with you on, but the one thing I was talking about when I said sensationalism is just this idea that there's going to be an economic collapse and there's going to be a civil war against the police. I just don't see that happening, man. Even if there was an economic collapse, I really don't see the American people having enough energy to do anything. The only people that hate police are inner city teenagers, and I mean, there isn't going to be any of that stuff happening, man. That's what I think.
Really? The White House is stirring it up, and if you get where the bread lines aren't full anymore, 50 million people on bread lines, they're just digital, you're going to have all hell break loose. The globalists have done this in other countries. It's in an IMF plan that got leaked in 2002. It's in my book, Descent into Tyranny. It's free online, but it was in the London Guardian. Their plan to destabilize countries with economic collapse. It's called Cloward and Piven. It's one program of many. And it's impossible to ever pay off all these debts. They've signed us on to all these derivatives. They're creating social unrest. I mean, when I say civil war, I mean in pockets around the country, a slow burn civil war.
I wanted to say was something that you had mentioned earlier in the show, probably about an hour ago, right before you went to one of the breaks. You said that these military guys they're not going to follow orders to take guns and they're not going to fire on the American people. I disagree with that, because a lot of these military guys that I've known in my life, I was 18 years old when 9/11 happened, so half the dudes I grew up with were military. I wasn't. You know, but a lot of these guys, they don't understand that gun rack, apple pie, free range America. They don't understand it. They really do view it as being terrorist. And if they're ordered to fire on the American people, I guarantee you they will.
Sure. We're talking about a lot of Americans that, it was like more like 20%, the caller said 40%, that defected with atrocities the U.S. committed inside Mexico. Because the U.S. didn't just kick Mexico out of Oklahoma and Texas. They marched all the way down to Mexico City, to the halls of Montezuma. They just slaughtered. They smashed 4 or 5 armies and then just started raping and killing. And that's what a lot of armies do. And then a bunch of people defected and fought that. That's what the guy was talking about. And so I wasn't saying they'd all defect, but I know the military, and I know the ones that actually engage in the combat. Now, there is a lot of gang infiltration, white supremacists, black supremacists, you name it, in the military. Military's in trouble. But I don't think the military is going to go along with all this. That's why they're shifting to drones and robots and autonomous vehicles to take out the people. And that's when we're really in trouble 10 years down the road. We're going to go to break, come back with Truth Raider, Anthony, and Casey. Stay with us. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com. Spread the word. Don't take the show for granted. They pray for us. They want to shut us down.
Radio Network.
Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our immune support infusion blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com.